What if everything we know has an ending? Imagine a world where nothing lasts forever, where even the stars themselves eventually fade and die. This isn't some fantastical tale, but the reality of our universe. From the smallest subatomic particles to the grandest cosmic structures, everything has a lifespan. A beginning, a middle, and inevitably an end. We experience this truth in our everyday lives. The changing seasons, the cycle of day and night, the rise and fall of empires, all speak to the transient nature of existence. Even on a personal level, we are confronted with endings. The loss of loved ones, the conclusion of relationships, the end of a chapter in our own lives. These endings, while often viewed with sadness or fear, are not inherently negative. They are simply a part of the natural order of things. Indeed, it is precisely because things end that new beginnings are possible. Without death, there can be no life, no growth without loss.
Throughout history, humans have grappled with the concept of finality. Ancient civilizations wove myths to explain the end of the world, often envisioning cataclysmic events. Philosophers pondered life and death, seeking answers in reason, faith, and nature. From Stoics to Buddhists, diverse perspectives on endings have shaped human thought. Scientists uncover mechanisms of decay and renewal, from stars to civilizations. Stars are born, live, and die. Some ending in supernova explosions, others form black holes, regions where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape. Our sun will one day expand into a red giant, engulfing the inner planets.
In this exploration, we embark on a journey to understand the concept of the end, in all its complexity and nuance. From the personal to the cosmic, we'll delve into the science, philosophy, and human experience of finality. We will examine the cycles of life and death that govern our planet, the processes that drive the evolution of stars and galaxies, and the ultimate fate of the universe itself. Our journey will take us from the microscopic world of cells and atoms to the vast expanse of interstellar space. We will hear from scientists, philosophers, and everyday individuals who have grappled with the profound implications of endings. Through stunning visuals, thought-provoking insights, and compelling storytelling, we will gain a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things and the beauty inherent in the ephemeral nature of existence. Join us as we confront our deepest fears and embrace the transformative power of endings. For it is in understanding the finite that we truly begin to grasp the infinite potential that lies within each of us and within the universe itself.
The annals of history are replete with endings: the fall of empires, the demise of dynasties, the vanishing of entire civilizations. These events, often marked by upheaval and transformation, serve as stark reminders of the impermanence of power, the ebb and flow of fortune, and the cyclical nature of human affairs. From the crumbling ruins of ancient Rome to the overgrown temples of the Maya, we find echoes of past glories, now silent and still. These remnants whisper tales of ambition and decline, of innovation and stagnation, of the relentless march of time that ultimately conquers all. Consider the fate of the Library of Alexandria, once the greatest repository of knowledge in the ancient world. Its destruction, whether by fire or neglect, resulted in an immeasurable loss of wisdom and scholarship, a poignant reminder of the fragility of cultural heritage. Yet, amidst the ruins and relics, we also find seeds of resilience and renewal. The end of one era often paves the way for the emergence of another. New ideas take root, new societies arise, and the cycle of history continues, albeit in altered form.
The philosopher's lens contemplating finality. Throughout the ages, philosophers have grappled with the concept of finality, seeking to make sense of life, death, and the nature of existence itself. From the ancient Greeks to the modern existentialists, thinkers have pondered the meaning of endings, their impact on our understanding of the world, and their implications for how we live our lives. Socrates, condemned to death for his beliefs, famously argued that the unexamined life is not worth living. His willingness to face his own mortality with courage and conviction speaks to the transformative power of confronting our own finitude. The Stoic philosophers, such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, advocated for acceptance of the inevitable, urging us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, and to find peace in the face of life's uncertainties. They believed that by embracing the natural order of things, including death, we could attain true freedom and tranquility. Buddhism, with its emphasis on impermanence and the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, offers a different perspective. It teaches that attachment to the fleeting pleasures of this world is the root of suffering, and that true liberation comes from detaching ourselves from desires and clinging to a permanent self.
Cycles of creation and destruction. Endings are not merely events that punctuate the flow of time. They are integral to the very fabric of the cosmos. The universe, far from being static and unchanging, is a dynamic tapestry of creation and destruction, of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. On a grand scale, we see this interplay of forces in the life cycle of stars. These celestial giants, born from collapsing clouds of gas and dust, spend billions of years fusing hydrogen into helium in their cores, releasing the energy that illuminates the cosmos. Eventually, however, their fuel reserves dwindle, and they enter their death throes. Some stars, like our Sun, will expand into red giants, shedding their outer layers and leaving behind a dense core known as a white dwarf. Others, more massive, will meet their end in spectacular supernova explosions, seeding the interstellar medium with the elements essential for life. These cosmic events, while seemingly distant and unrelated to our everyday lives, highlight the interconnectedness of all things. The atoms that make up our bodies were forged in the hearts of stars, scattered across the galaxy by supernovae, and incorporated into the swirling cloud of gas and dust that eventually gave rise to our solar system.
A tapestry of endings. From the subatomic realm to the vast expanse of the cosmos, endings are woven into the very fabric of existence. They are not merely periods of cessation, but moments of transformation, opportunities for renewal, and catalysts for new beginnings. Consider the changing seasons, a familiar cycle of death and rebirth. Autumn, with its vibrant hues of gold and crimson, marks the end of summer's warmth and abundance. Leaves fall, plants wither, and the natural world seems to prepare for a long slumber. Yet beneath the surface, a subtle transformation is taking place. Seeds lie dormant in the cold earth, awaiting the touch of spring. Animals hibernate, conserving energy for the challenges ahead. Winter, far from being a time of finality, is a period of gestation, of preparation for the burst of new life that will inevitably follow. The cycle of seasons, like the life cycle of stars and the rise and fall of civilizations, reminds us that endings are not absolute. They are simply transitions, moments in an ongoing process of change and renewal that has characterized the universe since its inception.
The Circle of Life, Human Mortality and Its Significance. The inevitability of death is perhaps the most profound and universal ending we face as human beings. It is a fundamental truth that has shaped our art, our philosophies, and our very understanding of what it means to be alive. From the moment we are born, we begin a journey that will ultimately culminate in our own mortality. This realization, while often met with fear or denial, can also be a source of profound meaning and purpose. Throughout history, cultures around the world have developed elaborate rituals and beliefs surrounding death, seeking to make sense of this ultimate transition and to honor the lives of those who have passed on. These rituals, whether solemn funeral rites or joyous celebrations of life, reflect the diversity of human responses to mortality. Despite our best efforts to defy aging and prolong life, death remains an inescapable aspect of the human experience. It is a reminder of our own fragility, our interconnectedness with all living things, and the preciousness of the time we have been given.
Cultural constellations, diverse perspectives on death. The ways in which we confront and make meaning of death are as varied as the cultures and societies from which we hail. Across the globe, a rich tapestry of beliefs, rituals and traditions have emerged to help us navigate the complexities of mortality. In some cultures, death is viewed as a transition to another realm, a continuation of the soul's journey in a different form. Ancestors are revered, their spirits believed to watch over the living, offering guidance and protection. Other traditions emphasize the importance of living a virtuous life in preparation for a final judgment, where one's actions will determine their fate in the afterlife. These beliefs often provide a moral compass, guiding individuals towards righteous conduct and a sense of accountability. Still, other cultures embrace a more cyclical view of life and death, seeing mortality as an integral part of the natural order, a return to the source from which all life springs. Death in this context is not an end but a transformation, a seeding of new beginnings.
The echoes we leave, legacy and remembrance. The knowledge of our own mortality often prompts us to contemplate the legacy we will leave behind. What mark will we make on the world? How will we be remembered by those who come after us? For some, legacy is found in tangible achievements, great works of art, groundbreaking scientific discoveries, or lasting contributions to their communities. Their names may be etched in history books, their creations admired for generations to come. Others find meaning in the intangible, the love they shared, the kindness they extended, the wisdom they imparted to others. Their legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of those whose lives they touched. Their stories passed down through generations. Ultimately, the echoes we leave behind are not measured solely in grand gestures, but in the everyday acts of compassion, creativity, and connection that weave the tapestry of our lives. It is in these seemingly small but significant ways that we leave an imprint on the world long after we are gone.
Beyond the horizon, facing our own mortality. Confronting our own mortality can be a daunting and often unsettling experience. It forces us to confront our deepest fears, our hopes, and the meaning we ascribe to our existence. Yet this process of grappling with our own finitude can also be profoundly liberating. It can free us from the constraints of petty concerns, inspire us to pursue our passions with greater urgency, and deepen our appreciation for the preciousness of each passing moment. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time." By embracing our mortality, we paradoxically open ourselves to the fullness of life, living each day with intention, gratitude, and a deep awareness of the impermanence of all things.
The untethering endings in relationships and identity. Endings are not confined to the realm of physical death. They permeate our lives in countless ways, often challenging our sense of self and our place in the world. The dissolution of a relationship, whether through separation, divorce, or the death of a loved one, can be a profoundly disorienting experience. The bonds that once defined us, the shared dreams and experiences that shaped our identities, are suddenly severed, leaving us feeling lost, adrift, and uncertain of who we are without the other. Similarly, transitions in our careers, our living situations, or our social circles can also bring about a sense of ending and necessitate a recalibration of our self-perception. We may find ourselves questioning our values, our goals, and the paths we have chosen, seeking new ways to define ourselves in the absence of familiar anchors. These periods of untethering, while often painful, can also be opportunities for profound growth and transformation. They invite us to reevaluate our priorities, to shed outdated beliefs and behaviors, and to embrace new possibilities for who we might become.
From ashes to embraces, the transformative power of letting go. The natural world offers a compelling metaphor for the transformative power of endings. Just as a forest fire, while seemingly destructive, clears the way for new growth, so too can the endings we experience in our own lives create space for renewal and rebirth. Letting go, whether of a relationship, a dream, or an identity that no longer serves us, can be a difficult and often agonizing process. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Yet, it is often in the ashes of what once was that we discover our greatest strength, resilience, and capacity for love. By surrendering to the natural cycles of life and death, of beginnings and endings, we open ourselves to the possibility of profound healing, growth, and the emergence of a new and more authentic self. The Japanese art of kintsugi, which involves repairing broken pottery with gold, offers a beautiful metaphor for this process. Instead of attempting to hide the cracks and imperfections, kintsugi celebrates them, highlighting the object's unique history and transforming it into something even more beautiful and valuable for having been broken.
Venturing beyond human experience, we find that endings are integral to the natural world. The wild symphony of life and death, growth and decay, shapes ecosystems and drives evolution. Consider the cycle of a deciduous forest. Each spring, trees burst forth with new leaves, showcasing nature's regeneration. As autumn approaches, leaves transform into a tapestry of golds, reds, and oranges, signaling the end of the growing season. Winter descends, casting silence over the forest, yet beneath the surface, life persists, ready to begin anew. Entire species can vanish from Earth, their stories lost to time. These extinction events, often triggered by dramatic shifts, reshape life on Earth. One of the most well-known extinction events occurred 66 million years ago, ending the reign of the dinosaurs. This mass extinction created opportunities for the rise of mammals, eventually leading to humans.
The extinction of the dinosaurs serves as a reminder of the impermanence of even the most successful species. The Chicxulub asteroid impact had devastating effects, altering Earth's climate and ecosystems. From this event, new life emerged, with mammals diversifying into the species we see today. The end of the dinosaurs highlights the resilience of life and its ability to adapt. It reminds us that no species is immune to the forces of change.
Silent springs, empty skies, the plight of endangered species. Scientists estimate we are in the midst of a sixth mass extinction, driven by human activities. Habitat destruction, climate change, and pollution push countless species towards the brink. The consequences of biodiversity loss are far-reaching, threatening essential ecosystem services. The silencing of birdsong and the disappearance of coral reefs remind us of the urgent need to protect biodiversity. The sixth extinction, humanity's impact on the web of life. Unlike previous extinction events, the current crisis is driven by human actions. Deforestation, ocean warming, and plastic pollution are undeniable evidence of our impact. As the human population grows, so does our demand for resources, putting pressure on ecosystems. We have a moral imperative to act as stewards of the planet. Failure to do so will have dire consequences for human societies and biodiversity. Guardians of the future, conservation, and the hope for renewal. Around the world, efforts to protect endangered species and restore ecosystems are making a difference. Technological innovations offer hope for reducing our impact and creating a harmonious relationship with nature. By prioritizing conservation and sustainability, we can ensure future generations inherit a world rich in biodiversity. The endings we face today can be opportunities for renewal and transformation.
Cosmic Canvas, unveiling the universe's grand design. The universe is a dynamic tapestry, woven with threads of creation, destruction, and transformation. Imagine a cosmic canvas adorned with billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars. These stars, fueled by nuclear fusion, are celestial engines governed by physics. Our sun, a middle-aged star, will eventually face its own demise, impacting our solar system profoundly. Stellar nurseries and celestial cauldrons, the life cycle of stars. The life cycle of a star begins in interstellar space, where gravity draws together gas and dust. As clouds collapse, nuclear fusion ignites, creating a balance that defines a star's life. Our sun has been fusing hydrogen into helium for about 4.6 billion years. Massive stars burn through their fuel faster and often end their lives in spectacular fashion. When stars die, supernovae, white dwarfs, and neutron stars. As a star exhausts its fuel, it transforms into a red giant. Low-mass stars shed their outer layers, forming planetary nebulae and becoming white dwarfs. More massive stars trigger supernovae, scattering heavy elements into space. The remnants of a supernova can become neutron stars, incredibly dense objects. These extreme objects emit beams of radiation sweeping across the cosmos. Cosmic abyss. Journey to a black hole. The most massive stars collapse into black holes, regions where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape. Black holes influence the evolution of galaxies and warp space-time. As matter falls towards a black hole, it forms an accretion disk, emitting intense radiation. In the early 20th century, astronomers discovered the universe is expanding. This observation led to the development of the Big Bang theory. However, the expansion is accelerating, driven by a mysterious force called dark energy. Dark energy makes up roughly 68% of the universe's total energy density. Unraveling its secrets is crucial for understanding the ultimate fate of the universe. The universe's accelerating expansion has profound implications for its fate. One possibility is the Big Freeze, where the universe becomes cold and dark. Another is the Big Crunch, where the universe collapses in on itself. A third possibility is the Big Rip, where the expansion tears apart galaxies and atoms. The ultimate fate of the universe remains an open question, one that scientists are actively exploring.
Our exploration of the end, from human existence to the grand cosmic stage, reveals a profound truth. Endings are not merely periods of cessation, but integral parts of a continuous cycle of transformation. We've journeyed through the rise and fall of civilizations, witnessing how the echoes of the past shape the present and how even the grandest empires eventually crumble. We've explored the delicate balance of life and death in the natural world, where the decay of one generation nourishes the next. Our cosmic voyage has taken us to the heart of stars and to the enigmatic realm of black holes, where gravity's pull warps space-time. Through it all, one theme has remained constant. Endings are not to be feared but embraced. They are opportunities for reflection and embracing infinite possibilities. The knowledge of our own mortality can be both humbling and liberating. It reminds us of the preciousness of life and the importance of living each day with intention. Instead of dwelling on the finite, we can focus on the infinite potential within us. We can strive to live with purpose and make meaningful connections. Our actions, no matter how small, have ripples that extend far beyond. In the words of Tagore, death is not extinguishing the light, it is putting out the lamp because the dawn has come. Let us embrace the dawn, face the future with courage and live fully.